Okay, ladies, good afternoon. Welcome to our grief counseling session here at Mama's Hip. My name is Amanda Brown, and I will be your group leader / counselor today. And we'll be discussing, the purpose of our group is to discuss our grief. And we can talk about any type of grief. It can be grief over the loss of a loved one, it can be grief over a divorce or a loss of finances, whatever you're most comfortable with. So the interesting thing about group counseling is so when strangers come together and they all talk about their grief, and you learn that, people think like you do and they are going through the same things that you're going through, and they're experiencing the same things. Those strangers become, they're no longer strangers again, and it has a way of helping you decrease your grief. So, the commonality of the loss is very powerful. And so today, I've gone through grief before. I lost my husband 10 years ago now to sickle cell anemia when I was 29. Actually, it wasn't 10 years, about 8 years ago now. When I was 29, he passed away, so I was a widow at 29. And so I know I've experienced it and I can relate to it. So the main topic today will be to talk about your experiences. Sometimes it's difficult to discuss the details that are surrounding your grief. So this is your chance to open up, and I'm hoping that we will be able to heal a little bit through this session. Okay? So I'd like to go around first and talk about the rules of the group. All right? So first I have to start by talking about confidentiality. So me as a group leader and counselor, I'm bound by confidentiality. So whatever is discussed here, I cannot ethically share with anyone else. So whatever you tell me here today, will be with just me, unless you tell me anything about wanting to harm yourself or harm others. That's a limitation in my confidentiality. And as far as you members, I'd like to ask for you also to keep whatever we discuss in the group. But I also like to let you know, since you guys are not bound by confidentiality, that someone could mention something that's in the group, and if they do, so take caution in what you share to an extent. Okay? So I also hope that you guys will not share. Or if you do share, don't tell personal information or specific names about someone. All right. So also, another group rule is to respect everyone in the group. No alcohol. Alcohol, drugs. No alcohol, drugs. No weapons. And also, when I say respect, we're all experiencing different type of grief. So we wouldn't want anyone to be like, well, my grief experience is more than hers because, I went through this and she only went through that. And so we just kind of validate everybody's experience and respect everybody's individual experience. Okay? Does anyone have any rules they would like to add to our group session? Any rules they think that you would like to say? Okay. Okay. So now I would like to go around and ask everyone's names. I want you to tell me your name and just tell me one really unique, interesting thing about yourself. Okay? For example, me, my name is Amanda, and something unique. I lived in Saudi Arabia for 8 years. I speak Arabic. Okay? Let's start with you.
I'm Savannah, and
I know it feels. It can be any interesting fact that you want to say.
I like to break out in song like a musical.
Oh,
Ooh, that's
are you a singer?
Yeah, but it's mostly around my house. I'll dance and sing around my house. My daughter likes to fuss at me.
I'm sure your kid loves that.
No, she doesn't. She fusses at me. Stop singing. So then I sing more at her to make her angry.
Oh,
it's irritating.
That's good irritating. Right? I'm sure we all do that.
Oh yes, we do.
Okay.
I'm Mandy, and I love to be in circles like this. I'll say that. I like to be a part of groups where we get to share something beyond what we might normally talk about. I mean, I don't love that everyone experiences grief or hardship, but I do appreciate the chance to get to know people and talk about that. So thanks for inviting me.
You are so welcome. Thank you for coming.
My name's Layla. I'm weird.
You're weird. I mean, yeah.
I'm a mom of 3, and I've been married for 10 years.
Awesome.
That's what I got.
I'm Shelley, and a fun fact about me is I can read a book a day.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Read my anthropology book for me and tell me what
Fun books. They don't count.
it's torture. It takes me 2 to get through 1 chapter.
That's awesome. Okay.
Khadijah, and fun fact, one time I was trying to turn a light bulb on in a train, but there's no light bulb in that area, so instead I stuck my finger in a light socket. But I was okay. I was just like,
Oh my
I learned a very valuable lesson today.
So nice. That's a unique thing. Okay. Oh, that's what I would do. I'm so, like, don't be curious. Just stay back.
I got hurt and there's no light bulb. It's not there.
Okay, awesome. So, all right. So now we kind of know everybody. I mean, I'm not the great. I know all you guys by name, so but that's kind of a way to help you know each other, because we will. In actuality, our group sessions would be 10 sessions, so you guys would get a chance to know each other, and it's important that we're sharing the same experience, so that you really get to know more and more about each other as we go through the sessions. Okay, so now I'd like to go around, and I'd like to ask everyone we're going to begin by sharing your grief story. So when you're sharing your story about what happened, first of all, you can share whatever you feel comfortable with sharing. You know, you can get as deep as you like, or, you know, as much as you feel comfortable with sharing with the group. I'd ask that the person who passed away, if that's or the loss that you experienced, that you say their name, because some people have a hard time when they talk about their grief mentioning the person who passed away, their actual name, and they have a hard time just discussing it. And being able to talk about your grief, you know, research shows that it helps you heal. It helps you and that's the goal of our group. The sessions would be to talk about your grief as a way of going towards the healing process, okay? So we're gonna go around, and if anybody would like to start, we can start, or we're gonna do rounds, so everybody will speak. So, go around, and like I said, we need to discuss it. Tell me the person, what happened, and the person's name. Also, one more thing, the paper I gave you. So here, on the paper I gave you.
Yes, no, you did. It's
Okay.
right. Thank you.
No problem. The paper I gave you, it discusses the 5 stages of grief. And I'm sure you guys have heard it before. I'll go over it quickly. But the first one is denial, and which is a normal reaction that happens when people first discover their somebody passed away. And for some of these stages, people stay in these stages for a long time. So something could have happened 10 years ago, you could still be in denial, you know. Second one is anger. And the third one is bargaining. Fourth one is depression. And the fifth one is acceptance. So, and then it tells you what it is at the bottom of the paper. So after you tell the story, I'm gonna ask you, which stage do you personally feel like you are in your grief? Maybe it happened a long time ago, you're in acceptance, or maybe you're still denying it, or maybe you're depressed. Okay, so do a little self-evaluation after you tell your story. Okay, so who would like to begin?
I'll start, since I'm over there.
And we're going to go around from there.
So, since I started with the news.
Yes.
My grandmother passed away about a month ago. She was basically one of my best friends. And she was sick for a long time, but I still wasn't prepared for her to be gone. And I had to explain to my daughter what was happening, and I wasn't able to do it. I had to have my husband do it.
So she was sick. What was she sick with?
Well, she was about 80,
Okay.
so she was old, and she had congestive heart failure, and she wasn't able to walk for years. her, she wasn't in the best of health for a really long time. Every time I would see her, I would prepare myself as that the last time, except for the last time that I saw her a week. So that was difficult. I keep trying, I'm not dealing with it. Like every time I feel an emotion towards it, I keep trying to tell myself she's gone, she's gone, she's gone, but I just feel myself shut down. And like I'm not releasing that emotion, and I feel like it's just bundling all up, and I'm taking it out on my family and others.
Okay, so, so what I'm hearing is that your grandmother passed away, and recently, right? And so you're still, so could you tell me what emotion do you feel you're experiencing the most about her death? Like, are you sadness, anger?
Well, there was I'm angry towards my family, so they were very disrespectful. And I'm very sad about her passing. But every time I try to, like, an emotion comes out, I just shut it back down.
Okay.
And so it's like I don't feel it. I don't want to go through it.
Okay. So you're saying that you feel like anger is the main one, but also sadness, of course.
Yes.
And so what stage of the grief do you feel like
I'm probably in the depression, because more of the anger is more towards how disrespectful my family was surrounding her last days.
Okay.
So like I know she's gone, and so I'm not trying to change that because she was in a lot of pain, and I don't ever want her to be in that pain again. But I definitely think I'm in the depression stage.
Okay. And that is, and the thing is, sometimes we go through all the stages of grief. Sometimes we'll go through some of them. We'll stay in one for a long time. So that's very understandable. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And we will come back to you soon. So our person left. Let's go to you, Layla. Would you like to share your story?
Yeah, so my mom and dad died a couple of months away from each other. So, and this was when I was 8 years old. So it was about maybe 24 years ago. So I'm kind of past like the denial and I don't know what bargaining. I used to pray to God that if he would just take me, then I'd be okay, or I don't know if that's bargaining or not, but I'm kind
Yeah,
of,
that's part of me.
yeah, I'm kind of past the depression stage too. I'm more at the anger / acceptance portion of it, and I get angry when I think about it and bitter. Like I said, it's been a while, so, but I get angry because she was drinking and driving when she died, my mother.
I was going to ask you what are some of the details that surrounded her death.
Well,
And also, 1 second. Your grandmother's name was?
I
I got you. I want to hear that. Okay, and so
my mother's name was Sharifa.
Sharifa. Okay.
And so, well, not only was she out clubbing and drinking and driving, she left me and my brother home alone. So, I don't know, it just, when I think about it, I'm bitter and angry about it. Because at 2 a.m. she should have probably been asleep, at home with her kids rather than doing what she was doing.
This happened 24 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying that in your mother, you have feelings of anger surrounding your mother's death because you feel like she should have been home with you and your brothers, and she was being irresponsible.
Yes.
But you also feel like because it happened so long ago that you're in anger, but acceptance of it as well. There's some resentment.
It made me into a bitter, angry teenager and young adult, I think. And I'm still not, I'm not old by any means, but it was, we're going into 2.5 decades now. So, I don't know. That's a lot of my sarcasm, I think, comes from being angry and bitter for so many years, probably. So, I don't know.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Come back. Next. Shelby.
Cry.
No.
Hello, Layla.
There's Kleenex here.
I was gonna cry for Layla. I'm sensitive to my friends. My grief story is my husband passed away 11 months ago, last October, We were married for 21 years, and we have 6 children together, 5 daughters and 1 son that we adore with everything we have.